Thokozani. I am Poverty with the advocate of Idlozi, and once again I welcome you to my channel and thank you so much for choosing to view this video. If you still haven't subscribed to the channel, I suggest you do so, and also don't forget to click on the notification button so that every time I upload new content you are notified as per usual. Don't forget to like this video and leave your comments down below. Well, welcome once again, and class is still back in sessions. Apologize that I have been able, it has just been hectic, it has been busy, but I'm coming to you live all the way from Durban because that is where I've been based for the past days. So you know what, some time on my hand means let me continue with the work of Idlozi. Just a quick announcement before I continue with today's lesson is that our WhatsApp line was not working due to technical issues, but that has been sorted out. So should you wish to reach out for any spiritual sessions, please make sure you follow the right direction to do so. And also, should you decide to text the line, make sure that your keyword is Thokozani so that we avoid ignoring your messages, because you get a lot of hi babe, hi love, hi poor, and mysterious video calls that we don't attend to. So my WhatsApp line is attended to by my assistant, who will always be ready to assist you with your queries and whatever it is that you may need to ask at the time. So that line is strictly for bookings, nothing and nothing less. So let's carry on with today's session. So from our previous video, I was speaking about relationship with Idlozi, but now I come to a more vital, or rather a serious conversation about relationships with those around us when you are conflicted with your spiritual gift, spiritual calling, you know, whatever you might face, spiritual awakening, whatever you might like to call it, because I think we walk around all of those things and don't necessarily touch on them, and they are very important that we actually speak about them, because that is why you found that when we are spiritual people or gifted people, we end up being loners. And I think it's the miseducation within our communities that actually leads us to a point of having to dabble this back and forth and not understand how do we then attend to this misfits, you know, and avoid us ending up being, you know, outcasts and everything in between. And I'll also get to touch on the mental health aspect. Should I don't fit anything in this video, please allow us to have a part 2 of relationships around us and with ourselves. So on this topic, it is very a challenging time to go through, especially if you have a gift or you have a calling. And I know we always expect people around us to understand what we are going through, but sometimes it is so challenging for them to even understand that, yo, this is the situation and this is what's happening, because you yourself go through a lot of shock the minute you find out that you have a gift. And also sometimes our families even break apart because of someone just finding out that they have a spiritual calling or a gift that they have to attend to, and because of the miscommunication or the misunderstanding, emakhaya kuba inkinga, right? So I'll start with the family relationships. It's important that when you attack or go around this issue of you having a gift, you approach it with the utmost sensitivity, because not everyone is going to be open to understand, especially in your family, concerning all that has happened, and they might have their own reasons why they have ignored izinto zedlozi, and then you show up in the middle of the blue and you have a gift or you have a calling. You know, it can be a bit of a challenge, but sometimes I always say it's best to open up and tell your family that this is what I'm going through. But being gifted and called, or rather having an awakening, it's a lot of a change that you go through. You will end up feeling like everything and everyone annoys you, including your parents, including your family. If probably you're still young, going to school, being in school is going to be a challenge. Getting friends is going to be a challenge. Keeping friends is going to be a challenge. And you will also find that in terms of your studies, it's also going to be a challenge, because there needs to be a balance of who you are spiritually. So sometimes if there's a gift concerned or a gift aligned to you and it's not necessarily addressed or redirected towards, it'll end up being an obstacle. That is why you find that most spiritually conflicted kids end up going through the most in school. I know I was one of them. Imagine you going through school and you're seeing all these things. how do you then address these type of situations? It becomes so much of a challenge, but I'll touch on that when we get to, you know, our next chapter of you know, touching our next topic, when we are touching deeper on the aspects of parental guidance around gifted kids. I know I touched on this, but now we are moving deeper into this because we are open community where we are, and I believe as Bana Baba Dimo, really the Wabadimo gang, we see these things going on around us. So your kid will be very withdrawn from a lot of things. They will want to isolate themselves a lot. They will not like a lot of things. They will just be a totally different person. I know myself, being outside, I would rather talk to myself. But to find out that at a later stage, as an adult, I enjoy having conversation with myself, but at the time I did not understand, so I would have a deep, lengthy conversation alone, and then when someone comes in, I'm like, I would be that person, and it's sometimes a bit of an embarrassment. I still do that when I'm driving. Thank God for, you know, connecting your phone to the car. People think you're actually talking to someone, and sometimes I'm just talking to myself, talking to my guides, because guys, you go through the most. So with kids, it tends to be a lot, and especially when they go through the phase of adolescent stage, it will attack them the most, and I will get to that when we touch on that aspect. But I want to come back to the topic at hand of relationship around us. I'm talking to your everyday person, when I go, when I'm kulu, you trying to find yourself. So the first thing in terms of relationship dynamics, especially ekaya, you will tend to have back and forths or just disagreements with your family members, because uba na lento lesibiza ukuthi isdina, or you know, I always say ukuthi uvela udine, and sometimes people don't necessarily are fond to be around you. It's like when you show up, you are the plague, and you'll always question yourself, as in, so I'm doing so much for this family, I'm always being the, you know, there, but why am I being so isolated? And it'll also cause you at some stage to be very withdrawn from any family gatherings. Whatever you come from, the first thing you do is go into your room and close yourself in there. And I know we love music. As spiritual people, we love music. You can take that away from us. You can't. We love music. So I also say, look at the type of playlist you have. It says a lot about what you're going through at the time, you know, and listen to positive things, listen to good music. If you're going to listen to, because I know there used to be a time I had a really sad playlist, and I enjoyed it because it would allow me to evoke all these emotions that I'm bottling up and I can't necessarily speak about. That is why you find sometimes people that go through an awakening or a calling end up taking their lives, because we don't have anyone to talk to. So ekhaya uzothola ukuthi you are the black sheep, awunakiwe, nawe baba bayakubheka every other Sunday, you are going to mamjwanana, you are doing all of these things. You just become this weird, you know, type of person they don't understand, and that will lead to a lot of misunderstandings in the family. In most cases, you uzotuga, I need to prepare you for that. You will be discouraged for taking upon your gift or your calling. You'll be looked at weird. The saddest part of it is the support. Then when your family decides we're not going to support you, we are going to disown you, I think that's the most painful of it. And then we look at the work relationships that happen. So you're going to find that because literally when you are going through that phase of being isolated, because literally when you're always alone, you will always feel that the room temperature around you will always drop. And I always say that is intimate moments between you and your guide or Ilos Lako, because at that time you're going through shit and they are here, but there is no link or connection between the two of you, because you need to go through certain things so that nizo chela, nizo kulumagatle. So that is why I find a good 80% of the people that will say I like my own space, or most of the time, when they're alone at certain hours or certain times, the room temperature tends to drop, or they're always feeling cold themselves. They would like to switch off the light, sit in the dark. Hey guys, we go through a lot. But we go through our journeys differently. And then when it comes to work, at work, you will end up being a victim of any and everything. If someone stole a teaspoon, you will be subject to that. If someone stole this, you will be subject to that. Especially if you are not those stubborn people that don't want to accept their callings. You will literally apply for a position and they will take someone that came in 2 days after you. And to show you that literally Ilozi is trying to communicate to you and let you know that there is a buffering in your system. Remember, guys, Ilozi is not there to make your life hard. It is just there to buffer the system so that you see the realities of, if you don't take this line or this way, your life will continuously be a story of sadness. Your life will continue to be a story of, why me? Why am I going through all of this? So even at work, you will never get a promotion. You can work the same position for 30 years, for 80 years, and you'll never get a position. Simple things like losing work files is a thing, guys. Also at work, you'll end up being the isolated one. Your colleagues will always look at you like, ooh, look at her, and you'll always be that one that I understand that. And especially if there's also someone that is spiritually gifted in the workspace, you might not even get along with those people. I need to warn you, because every time unengulo and it's like pandemic on pandemic. So it ends up being a total, a back and forth situation. And sometimes even when you have to wake up for work, even it happens for people that are in school, that when you wake up for school, you're always late. You arrive there late. Like there will be these odd things that happen to you on your way driving to work or going to you'll see these things around you that nobody sees. Taxi. As minute you get in the bus, you pass out, you sleep. There'll be a lot of things that happen that need your attention. That is why we say, Guti, you are sick and you need medication, or rather a diagnosis, so that you can get treatment for whatever it is. That is why I advise that if you're working and you have a gift, always have ibai with you. And when you have ibai, it's not for decorative purposes or whatever, but it is to show that this is the type of person you are. And before Zopuendlini, tell snave pants, I know sometimes you are late when you go to work, but tell snave hamba, have a snave and a buy, even if sometimes it's in your bag. If you're in office space, put it on your chair, on your headrest, whatever it is, have it there so that whatever that you connect with, you can have it there just to calm you down, level your energy spiritually. Because I tell you, if you don't do that, you'll end up fighting with everyone at work and you'll end up getting fired, unless you don't want your job anymore. That's the plan, so it's important that little things like that take you the way forward. You will end up not even wearing your wigs to work, because your feet are always going to be swollen. You're going to feel like your chair, now I need to start sitting down, and sometimes they will not understand. So that's why I'm saying relationship with our guys is important, so that when you go through all the things, you are able to identify and let them know. That is why abanye abantu, when they come to us and relay their messages or whatever the case might be, we then work on diagnosing you. That is why you find some people wear beads. There's certain type of beads that are a treatment for a certain type of people and certain type of medication they take. So that's why I always say it's important, guys, to get a spiritual x-ray while you are in the waiting factor, before your guides or your calling, whatever it is, manifest itself in any way or the other. So izinto kuba ma wishy kuba ma hlippy. Literally, I don't want to lie to you. And then when we come to the money situation, money is always going to be a challenge. I don't want to lie. You will lose money, you will lose phones, you will lose a lot of things. I know I used to lose spectacles, I used to lose my phones, money. I used to be that girl. I felt like I'm careless and misplacing things, and there's a lot of things that happen. Literally, I want you to get this in your mind, that Idlozi will use anything and everything to get your attention, especially if you are ignorant. You need to know that, because I always say, high and alert. So you need to be ready for all of those things so that you maneuver your spiritual journey better. So when it comes to the relationships, oh guys, umjolo, saze sigo, shame. So when it comes to relationships, what I want to touch on in generally, also with work, school, and everything, the bad mood swings, guys. I still suffer from that. It's not even funny. The mood swings, you actually need to be around. That is why even at work, be open to people around you that, yo guys, this is what I'm going through, so that when you are feeling 1 2 3, they don't look at you weird. If when they see you eating fish for the whole week, they don't think you're crazy. There's a lot of things that happens, guys. So in relationships, honestly, sometimes you'll find that your relationships will go through the most. You will end up fighting more than anyone with your partner, and it'll just not be a pleasant place. Sexually, there won't be any sex. It's hectic. You can even try all the nastiest sex position and you will literally not feel anything, and it's painful. Sometimes some people even go through bad period pains. Sometimes you even find, I don't wanna but I'll say it as it is. Literally, your vagina closes up. Your vagina gets so tiny, like a penis cannot penetrate you. And sometimes with guys, the like your penis will be so painful to the fact that you cannot penetrate the female. And with females, if the guy cannot penetrate you, obviously it's gonna be sometimes your lips, the vaginal lips, are gonna be still painful. You're walking around, if you can't even wear a panty, that's how painful they get. So a lot of things happen to us, and it affects us relationship wise as well. I always say, it's better to be open about who you are when a relationship starts, so that someone does not expect perfection from you, and they don't expect usual from you. Everything will always be unusual. So when you're going through the most, they don't have to judge you or anything, And sometimes your partner, your girlfriend, if you're dating someone that's gifted, they'll wake up and just be sad for no reason, or sometimes be angry for no reason, or be anxious for no reason. And there's so many borderlines around all of these things. And even with the wardrobe, guys, a lot of things happen. I don't want to lie, but when it comes to relationships, find you an understanding partner, because honestly, if they don't, once watasa, that's the truth. I know it hurts, but that's the truth. So if you find someone and you're in a relationship with someone right now and they're so disapproving of who you are, spiritual journey, whatever it is, know that loyal Peter, loyal John Leo, literally he's as good as 2022. 2023, he will be no more, because Amadozak will always just push him away. The system will just kick him out. It won't allow. But if someone is accepting and understanding of who you are, it's a lot. It was nomsindo. It was ifuna like noktula corner. And if in your relationship it's always a trust me, that relationship will work, because your guys near foster. But at the end of the day, your ancestors will always have their hand like this. They want to see how the fathers will go, because honestly, you need peace in your life. You cannot an argument and your tinta, your candles, your servants, everything always needs to be in balance. So I think finding someone that genuinely understands what kind of person who you are and who you are, it really lessens the load. It makes the spiritual journey a little lighter. I'm not saying go with me to every consultation, go with me to every river cleansing, but just to show support, because sometimes also our partners don't understand. Imagine you make me looking hot, sizzling, wearing my bomb shorts in the middle of a hot summer's day, and then 6 months down the line, I tell you that I have a gift. It's a total change. So I think also we like to expect people to understand what we're going through and where we're going through, and we forget that also people themselves, we need to give them time to understand what it is we are going through. So it is a lot, because I know for some of y'all, you don't even take on the route of uktasa because you feel like you're gonna lose your partners if should you take on uktasa. Live all of those things. If umuntu wakho, they will wait. And if you're dating someone that will not understand that at a certain time I need to not have sex, then that person is not for you. You won't have to explain yourself. That's why I always say. So I say that when you're experiencing spiritual gift or calling, sometimes it's really rough. You don't even have a partner. And if we go my piece of bamba bamba, because I don't want to lie, keeping and maintaining a relationship while you're struggling spiritually, it does not go hand in hand. One has to go. And it was like, I don't want you laughing a lot. If you laugh a lot, they take him away. If you cry a lot, they take him. So I don't know. You must always be. It's tricky. Like, it's tricky. So especially if you're still in the starting stages of your gift, I think you need to thread carefully. And focus on yourselves. Focus on the spiritual gift. Why you are there. You're there to get help. So I know we get carried away because you get told that there's X, Y, and Z, but focus on you before you can get to try and understand what the next person is going through. Okay. So there's a lot of dynamics that will happen, especially to you if you're spiritually gifted or whatever the case might be. You need to look around you. Even no go up, it's gonna now exhaust you. You're gonna always want to be by yourself. If you're one person that love group, you're gonna actually be the total opposite. Because I know 80% of people that say, I have a gift, that once they go to the group and have 2 beers, it sometimes doesn't even take 2, 1 savannah, they end up wanting to everyone in the building. Hi guys, and he's partying, stay at home, deal with your stuff and do what you need to do. So also when it comes to relationship, it's important that you let your guides know. I would say think of that your spiritual guides as big brother. When you go into the diary room, make sure you let them know that there is in my life and I love him, and 1 2 3 1 2 3, because you never really know your ancestors' plan until you start walking your journey. Because while you're still dabbling around in circle, your journey is gonna look a bit blurry and a bit, oh my gosh, what the fuck. So I don't want you to be that person. I don't want you to feel lost. I want you to actually have some sense of direction. I want you. And it's painful for people that go through their calling and end up having to drop out of varsity like me, or having because of a calling, losing a job because of a calling. It is sad things, but also at the same breath, there are what we call life's problems and so sometimes people tend to mix the two and think they're the same thing and not necessarily the same. So that's why I always say within my videos, it is very important that you get yourself a spiritual x-ray. Always have Snave with you guys. Always have Ibai if you're still starting out and not understanding where and who you are. If you haven't dreamt of Ibai or anything, I suggest book an Uber, get yourself to a traditional shop around, look around which Bai speak to you. Because I know you think when you have that Injiti or Ibale, you now have the highest and highest of Lozi. Not all of us walk around with that, you know. So find something that connects to you. Your lozis are not my lozis, and because I don't walk around with a GT Bai, it does not mean I don't carry our ancestors. Maybe there's a certain reason why I wear Ipaileta or more than Injit, but it does not mean that I am lesser or anything. So don't get threatened by all of these things, people making you feel like your lozis are lesser or whatever, especially if you're just still trying to discover yourself. There's so much more to this lozy life, guys, and you cannot finish it in one page or in one chapter. Literally, you feel as though you know something and jiggy you don't. Okay, so a lot of things are going to happen around you, but relationships around us tend to be very much afflicted and affected by what we go through. We conflicted with our spiritual journeys, and those around us are affected by what we are feeling and going through. And sometimes we don't necessarily get to open up and talk about these things, because some people will tell you that, yo, because of Ilozi, I lost my wife. Because of Ilozi, I lost kids. Because of Ilozi, my daughter's no longer in good terms because I don't want to take. There's a lot of things that happen, but it's important that you open up and understand that it isn't to happen, because that is why it leads us to mental health issues, so many things that happen around us. Because I don't want to lie to you guys, Uktwasa alone is a mental trauma, an emotional trauma, a spiritual trauma. It is not beautiful. I don't know, maybe now it is, but like, it is not beautiful. There's something it does to you. I was having this conversation the other day that you cannot put your finger on it, but there's something that it does to you that never leaves you. and it catches up with you in the long run. So because Tina, people of color, sometimes will be like, no, you know what, we cover that up with sometimes the mental and emotional traumas we are facing. There is a lot, I don't want to lie to you. So should you feel conflicted by gift or anything, know that it's a one-day situation at a time. It is not an overnight situation. And you need to have the will, the patience, the love, and accepting will come in due time. It does not have to make sense when you start, but trust me, once you get the algorithm of izinto zedlozi or the spiritual world, it will then start to make sense. Believe you me. So to anyone that you might have wronged or might have had a fallout with because of you feeling conflicted, because literally you can be in a bad mood for 20 years. That's how bad it is. So I suggest that you make amends, or you just hint on people that this is what I'm going through. You don't have to explain your whole journey, because sometimes people are too insensitive. They want in on our lives. So it's important that you have boundaries and draw the line. And also it comes also with relationships with people that are trying to help us, you know. I always say, don't have a nosy healer. Have someone that wants to help you, not nosy. There are people that are nosy, that you are a client, but they end up wanting to be in your business. It doesn't mean because I come to you now, you need to know what I ate last night, what I did last summer, or who I'm screwing. Stay away. Heal me and let me do me, you know. And it is a lot. So I just thought I should come and share these nuggets of wisdom and encouragement with you, so that you know nothing is gonna be like this forever. And sometimes sizondra because of the light people see in us in most cases, and also they are sometimes a reflection of what they fear themselves, and that is why it is quickly translated into darkness to make you feel isolated in communities. Remember, everywhere and anywhere you go, you are light. And if it is an untrained person or whatever, you absorb everything that is around you. That is why your energies are gonna fluctuate. Who you are will fluctuate. Your mood swings will be out of control. Anything go bad, but you must know that it does not mean that uktwasa is now the cure. Ooh, the goosebumps I've just had. Uktwasa is not the cure, but part of the journey. I think I needed to hear this myself. Uktwasa is not the cure, but part of the journey, because your purpose is greater. If Uktwasa was the cure, that's a story for another day. If Uktwasa was a cure, it's a story for another day. But let me tell you this: take your journey with seriousness, respect who you are. And I don't say take amabai to the groove or embarrass yourself, take out a snake in the middle of the people. Now it's Shoni Peace, you know, especially if people don't understand who you are. I've gone around breaking so much stereotypes, and I'm still being insulted for that till today. And I think I'd rather be that girl than be, you know, private or ashamed of who I am. I have gone through the most in trying to maintain privacy of my gift, but I am my gift. That is why I am Puabadim. And I always say, it's not that we are misunderstood. People don't understand themselves, and they want to transfer that same energy to us, and then they end up calling us names. So look at sangomaphobia or all of these things as people that don't understand themselves, because we walk 9 miles and 100 on top trying to discover, because journey to self is not to everyone, it's not for everyone. So if you've embarked on something like that, I'm definitely proud of you. So take one day as it comes, take every layer as it comes. But before I leave you, I have to say, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for your gift. You did not choose this life. You did not choose to be called. You did not wake up and decide, I want this. And The purpose is greater. Don't be angry with your ancestors. Forgive them as well, because it's not good, you know. Forgive yourself so that you can make your journey lighter on your shoulders. Ingakusindi indlela yakho, mayikhanye ikwenzele lokho futhi ikwenzele khona. And for those that persecute you, forgive them. I forgive, but I don't forget. I told you, I forgive, but I don't forget, because the reason I don't forget, so I forgive, but I keep my heart light, my boundaries very strong. That's how I am. I keep my heart light, but my boundaries very strong. So let go of what you need to, and heal what you need to, and know that this is a journey or a process, and forgive yourself for everything that happened to you with your gift. You lost money, you lost time, you lost your life. I used to be angry. I used to be so angry. You know, it comes and goes. Like, I could have been this, I could have been that, but you guys came, and, you know, but when you don't know lao yakona, it's easy for you to say what you're saying. So don't look at someone's gift and saba well it. Focus on your gift and do you, so that iy'ndlela zakho uma zikhanya ngoba uthembe edlozini lakho. And I always say this, that it is not easy. Indlela edlozi is not easy. I will give you these honest sessions so that you just feel a little better about yourself. But in all reality, it is not easy. You can light 50 candles, but indaba ila. How do you feel? Who are you? Are you ready? You know, it's one of those things. So don't be hard on yourselves. You are loved, you are appreciated. Imagine, out of your whole family, you are the chosen one to carry on such glory, such might, such power, such eloquence, it's everything in between. So don't overlook yourself. Don't look down on yourself. You are doing great. It's not easy, but know that I am proud of you. For you coming in and saying, Gogo, I'm finding myself. Gogo sings Uhamba Nyotwasa. Gogo this and that. To me, that is progress. So take care of yourself, love yourselves, embrace yourselves, and know who you are. We are in a different time. We are in a different season. And I know myself that right now I'm in a different season as well, emotionally and mentally. And it hasn't been the easiest time for me as well. But I'm taking one day at a time. I must say I'm taking one day at a time. So let's continue to keep our faith alive. Keep on praying if you can and when you can, because wow, we run out of things to say. But know that you're appreciated. Thank you once again for coming through to view this channel. I am Paul Wavadimu, the advocate of Idlozi, Ugogo Unkomi Ahlaba, and of course, Umama Gazweli. From my heart, my humble abode, to yours, I say thank you for coming through, and Thokozani. Don't forget to leave your likes and your comments down below. I will see you on the next video. Thokoza.